The importance of money flows from it being a link between the present and the future. It is without a doubt that money holds an important role in our lives. It not only secures our fundamental needs such as housing, food, and healthcare, but also fulfills our desires for luxuries such as extravagant vacations and fancy cars. In essence, money is the driving force that propels our society forward. Understanding its importance, it becomes crucial to learn how to properly manage and finance money. However, this can be a daunting task, particularly in teenagers, and it is a genuine shame that learning how to manage money often comes down to personal experiences from trial and error. This is where we can help out.
That is why we created our app, Walletprint, which helps you keep track of your financials. But not only that, it has a unique feature which alerts you of changes in your spending habit. Here is how it works. Here is the home screen of our app. Here shows the total amount of money you've spent this month. And here are the specific categories that contributed to this total. Now, if we just swipe, now we can see the total we've spent this year. And as you can see, these values update according to that. Now, how do we add an entry to our finance manager? Here in categories, we can see the specific categories we have and the amount of money that has contributed to the total based off the categories. If we click on this icon, it'll bring us to the specifics of the category. This graph here shows the amount of money you've spent on this specific category, and here shows the entries that have contributed to this total. This is the title of the entry, and this is the amount of money you've spent. And this shows how long ago this entry was added. Clicking on this plus button will allow us to add an entry. Right here, clicking on that button brings us to this page, which contains 4 text boxes. This text box corresponds to the title, and this corresponds to the amount of money, this corresponds to the location, and this corresponds to the time. The only 2 required fields is the title and money, and then you click the submit button. After clicking the submit button, the entry will be added. Now, to view the specifics of the entry, we'll click on the icon, and it will show us the specifics that contributed to this entry. Now, let's talk about the statistics. This will show us more information about the money we spent. Here, this is the amount of money you've spent this year. However, the more interesting part is the change in the monthly spending. A red bar indicates that you've spent less money than the month previously. For example, negative $35 in October means that you've spent $35 less than what you spent in September. Now, if we click on the individual bars, this will bring us to a page that shows us even more specifics about the money we've spent that month. Here shows total money we've spent per week, and here is a pie chart visualizing the breakdown of that spending. Now, let's go back and click on the individual bars of the change in monthly spending. Here shows a zoomed in version of the graph of the specific month, and if we drag this up, this shows even more information about the money we've spent. For example, the average amount spent per month over the past 12 months, or the average change amount spent per month over the past 12 months. Now, why use our app over another? Well, humans may not be good at managing their financials, but they are good at noticing changes. That is why we created a unique feature that is the statistics page. This page puts everything into perspective. Nothing is significant unless there is a change. And that is why we created our app so that you can notice the changes that are happening in your life.
Money management is a widespread issue that is often overlooked in conversations. That is why we created Walletprint to help make a change in the world. And if you want to make a change in your world and start saving money today, use Walletprint. Thank you.
All right, great job, Sigma Males. I loved your videography outdoors, so great job. So let's start off with a question. Maybe let's go with Kelvin. Kelvin, can you kick us off with a question for the team?
Sure, great. Great presentation. And I think it's really great, but I was thinking about it. Do you think, like you're targeting teenagers, right? Do you think teenagers are disciplined enough to go and enter every single item that they purchase from a receipt into the app? Have you guys thought about that?
Oh, well, first of all, our target isn't specifically in teenagers. So we just brought that up as saying that being a teenager doesn't mean you can't start worrying about these issues today. And also, we made the app so that's actually pretty straightforward to input these values. So there's nothing difficult and takes like no effort at all. So even if you are a teenager and you are lazy, it is still incredibly easy to add in these values.
Right. Okay. Thank you. And then I have a follow-up question, and maybe a little bit harder. So let's say you're entering numbers, and then you enter a value twice. So you look at your receipt, and then you go like, it's milk 46.27, and then you kind of lose it, milk 46.27. What would prevent your app from entering that milk entry twice? And would you even know it?
Okay, well, because if I understand your question correctly, because our app it gives a list of all the things you've entered, so you can see if you entered it twice incorrectly, and if you have, you can just like delete it.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, great question. Thank you, Kelvin. Any follow-up questions from the other judges?
Yeah, I was wondering, since you guys talked about like the statistic state, that's a very hard word, statistic page is very important. Can you tell us a little more like what are some of the information you're trying to show, and how were you guys able to solve it, like using like different colors and design and stuff like that?
Okay, so basically what the statistics show is how much that's the change in spending over like the month. So because this gives you a visualization, because us humans are really good at visualizing like changes, right? So this can actually like just looking at numbers don't really mean anything, but if you see the bars changing and the red and green, because the red and green, like they're like universal colors, right? So seeing different colors can help your brain visualize, because those colors are like universal.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, wonderful. Great. Thanks for that question, Janice. Any more questions from the panel? Okay, if not, wonderful, great. Okay, thank you so much, Team Sigma Males. Good luck. Don't forget to grab your Among Us color selections right after this. Okay, good luck, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.